your hair. You have the coolest hair in college football.
Oh man, it just felt like it was time for a fresh start. Knew this was going to be a busy year for me, so long hair was a lot of maintenance, so I decided to just cut it off and fresh start.
Could you just talk about transitioning jumping to Cal, and you guys played each other in your former school this past year?
Yeah, I mean the transition was really good. I feel like Davis really did a great job preparing me to make that step up. You know, I love that place. Have a ton of great relationships there, a ton of great friends, and yeah, playing at Cal was amazing as well. I think you know, you talked about the playing Davis the first game. That was a fun game. Crazy way to start my career at Cal. But yeah, I had a great time there, and super grateful to have played there.
Can you talk about your coverage ability, the interceptions you've come up with? I mean, that's probably, you know, one of your calling cards coming into the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a versatile player, you know. I feel like I'm able to cover tight ends, running backs, and I feel like I have the speed to run with a lot of really fast players. So I feel like that's definitely a strong suit of my game, just being able to cover.
What are you looking to run here on the 40?
You know, I don't want to give out an exact number, but I'm hoping to surprise a lot of people.
Have you met with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yet?
I have not.
Maybe one player, past or present, that you could play linebacker next to, who would be?
You know, one of my favorite players right now is Fred Warner. I feel like being from the Bay, and just the way he plays the game, I think that just really stands out to me. I think he's the best linebacker in the league, so I'd say Fred Warner.
If I'm an NFL general manager and I'm spending the draft pick on you, what type of player am I going to get?
You're just going to get a guy who is consistent and brings it every day. You know, talent, you know, I feel like I'm a talented player, but more than that, I'm going to have the habits and the work ethic and be a great teammate.
I wanted to ask you on Cal practice last year, playing that offense, playing the QB, what did you learn playing the QB? I want to say he transferred right up the road here. What was he like in practice?
Fernando was.
Fernando.
Fernando was a super talented player. I think Indiana's getting a great quarterback, and he made it tough on us. You know, he didn't make a lot of mistakes. And one thing that stood out to me in the facility was just his preparation. You know, I talked to him about how he prepares, and you know, he does a really good job and is a great leader.
You talked about your work ethic and kind of that stuff. Where does that come from?
I think it was something that my parents instilled in me. You know, growing up, I have a great mom and dad, and they showed me what it meant to work hard, so a lot of credit for them for that.
I take a little bit of an off-the-wall question here, but would you rather try to tackle Derrick Henry one-on-one in the hole or Lamar Jackson down in space?
I'd say Derrick Henry. You know, they're both extremely talented players, but yeah, I got to go Derrick Henry.
Any formal meetings this week?
Yeah, I met with the Eagles. Yeah, thought it was great.
What was the travel schedule like? There's been a lot of talk about that with, like, you know, certain West Coast schools in the ACC, West Coast schools in the Big Ten, kind of flying across the country. How different was that? And was it a factor in, like, how you prepared? And well, I guess what was all that like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're playing in the ACC. You know, coming from Berkeley, so we did travel a lot, but I think Cal did a great job making it easy for us. We left on Thursday, so we left 2 days early, and I wouldn't say it was a factor for us. What never was an excuse, and we got to play in a bunch of cool places, so I think it was positive overall.
What would you say is your biggest strength as a linebacker?
Man, I think I have a lot of strengths, but I'll just say my speed. I'm able to run sideline. Helps me in coverage, helps me run with faster backs on the perimeter, so I just say my speed.
And what's maybe one thing you're looking to improve upon?
Man, just always working to improve my technique in all areas. I think you know, that's huge coming in the league because everyone's talented, everyone's big, everyone's fast. So just nailing my technique and yeah, I think that'll push me to the next level.
How would you grade your ability to step up and help stop the run?
I mean, I'd give it a good grade. I think that's one of my strengths. Playing the run, that's the first thing you have to do as a linebacker. So, I mean, if you can't play the run as a linebacker, you know, you're gonna struggle.
So much of the NFL game nowadays is about putting linebackers in multiple spots. You know, RPOs, play actions, getting you guys to suck up and going over the top. How do you kind of approach just the modern offense in the college and the NFL game with that in mind? You know, especially in college, the slow RPOs they're doing that are getting linebacker blocking 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, I mean, we actually played Wake Forest this year, so they hit us with that slow mesh. And man, I think it really just comes down to your preparation, your film study, knowing guys' tendencies, knowing what formations they like to do, those RPO plays out of. So I would just say it all goes back to preparation and being able to play fast on game day.
Yeah, and then when you're with your film study throughout the week, obviously coaches give you guys things that you have to watch, but when you're watching film on your own, what are you really looking at on opposing offenses and teams to really give you those tells?
Yeah, just trying to look at formations, just having strong formation recognition, and just being able to anticipate motions, because that can change the whole defensive play. So just being able to anticipate those things and play one step ahead of the offense.
Yeah, and then one more thing too, and I might go back to your first answer too, is linebackers have to have those eyes in the back of your head. Backside digs come behind you, crosses come behind you, and you have to match those things in zone. How do you kind of develop that feel on the field? Is it just playing time? Is it film study? How do you kind of develop that?
Yeah, it's definitely a combination of both. Playing time, film study, just having a feel for, I think playing time helps you get a feel for, where guys are going to be, and you rep it enough, you kind of get the instinct for it, but also the film study. If you see a route coming across, there's one coming the other side or behind it, so just being able to anticipate those things, and I think, it all goes back to film study.
Wake's slow mesh is really unique. It's rare almost. How do you guys kind of prepare for that?
We prepared for a lot in practice. It kind of was a focal point of our preparation for that week, but you kind of just stick to your keys and just be disciplined in what you have to do, and don't let it, because it can be frustrating when they're playing super slow, but you can't let it frustrate you, and just stay disciplined.
What maybe are you looking forward to most this week? Whether it's proving something in a drill, meetings, whatnot.
Man, first of all, I'm just super grateful to be here. This is something that I've watched my whole life, and to be here is really cool. And man, I just want to take advantage of every opportunity, from the interviews to the drills tomorrow. Just really looking forward to it. And I think I have a great opportunity to show what type of athlete I am tomorrow.
Is there anything you can take from your transfer as far as you go from one program to the next? Every program does things differently. Now you're going to be going to another program in the NFL that does things differently. Is there anything you can take from that experience of just kind of, getting uncomfortable, I guess?
Definitely. I remember just being super excited, anxious, a ton of different emotions showing up first day at Cal. So just having that under my belt, and also the experience of learning, two different defenses. I have a lot of context now on, defensive football. So just being able to take that to whatever team, I'm lucky enough to go to.